guys, it's your girl Mia. What's up? And welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new, please subscribe, like the video, comment, share, whatever it is. So today's topic, I'm not doing a mukbang like I did in the last video. Today is just gonna pretty much be like, me letting y'all know like my like things to do when you first come in the military. Like, look, I'm about to give it to y'all real cut and dry. So there is 7 things that there's 7 things that I just want to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, things that I wish I knew before I joined the military. Like, just some things that I just want to say. So a lot of people that join the military, they think that, they can't go to college, so they decide to go the reserve route or the National Guard route or whatever the case is. Okay, you can do you can do college while you're in the military. You can do that, especially if you're active duty. Like, they have UMUC, which is University of Maryland. They also got like another school. I think you can go to any school that you want to go to, but when I first got in, I kept hearing about UMUC, which is, the University of Maryland, or like some other one. But I know a lot of people, especially out here in Japan, they do UMUC. So I just said, sure, why not? UMUC, okay. So you can do college while you are in the military. Okay. Number two. I'm gonna come back to my number 2. I'm gonna go to my number 3. Look, recruiters will try to force you into a job. Okay, like, I thought me and my recruiter was close. You know what I'm saying? I thought we was close when I first was coming in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we, like, it's no problem. But they will try to force you into a job that you really, like, if you don't know your research and you really don't know what you want to do, like, they is going to try to force you to be in a job that you more than likely won't want. Because those are mostly, like, the MOSs that people don't want. Like, my recruiter tried to put me into petroleum specialist. So pretty much like pumping gas. Anyway, my thing just messed up. Somebody called me. But so my job was pretty much, well, not my job, but pretty much wanted me to be in as petroleum specialist, which is pumping gas for like the big trucks. I was just like, oh no, like, and it was like, oh well, you can easily get promoted, and you're not really going to be doing nothing, so that will help you with your college, and that will help you. Okay, thank you, for giving me advice, but that's something that I didn't want to do, because at the end of the day, like, I'm trying to at least make the military somewhat of a career for me. So I didn't pretty much see myself trying to work and pump gas for my 4-year, 3-year contracts. So I pretty much was like, no. But it pretty much was like, it didn't just stop there when I said no. It was like, whenever the ASVAB was taken, it was like, well, petroleum's still on there, or infantry, or cook. Like, no, I don't want any of that. Like, I pretty much wanted to be in the IT field, so either like a 25 Bravo or something that's like in the signal. So that's pretty much what I am. 25 Lima, cable systems installer. So I work with fiber. I also work with the Bravos. I also work with the Papas. I also work with the Charlies. So, I mean, I'm still a part of a signal unit rather than more of like a infantry or something like that. So I also didn't mind doing human resources, which is a 92 Alpha. 42 Alpha. I didn't mind doing human resources, working at S1, making sure everybody have their paperwork there, blah, blah, blah. Or a supply specialist, I didn't mind doing that because, it would be something to do, making sure everybody has their hand receipt, making sure this, making sure that, so that's something that I did want to do. But 25 Lima was, and I had a lot of options that came, but this one was the main one. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. I thought it was about to sneeze. Another thing that I want to talk about is if you are planning on being in the military, you can't just get out. Like, you can't just, be like, oh, I don't want to work I don't want to do this anymore. Bye. Like, no. You can't just deuce out whenever you want to. Even with leave and stuff like that. Like, you can't just say, oh, well, I want to put in a 2-week notice. No, baby. You gotta earn that stuff. We get 2.5 days of leave every month. So every month, 2.5, and all that adds up. So right now, I took 2 weeks off. So I'm probably looking at like 20 right now. And when I first got to my first duty station, I was in a hole. Like, when they say in a hole, like, I was negative. Because sometimes they'll be able to, you have to get the commander and all this other stuff to sign off saying that, can they, pretty much take leave that they don't have. So that's pretty much what I did. And I didn't know at the time. Like, I didn't know that I could report early to my first duty station, because when I graduated AIT, since I lived right there, like, I lived 15 minutes away from where my AIT was. And my AIT, if your signal, is going to be at Fort Gordon, Georgia, which is Augusta, Georgia. So I actually lived there. So the base was like 15 minutes. So I was already like 5. I already had like probably like six days of leave. So it pretty much advanced me, like, gave me 11 days. But in actuality, he thought he was helping, but I pretty much was in a hole. I was like negative 11 days. And like I said, you only get 2.5 days of leave every month. So imagine, like, instead of me like adding my leave up, I had to add the negative, and then it was at 0, and then it moved its way up. So I didn't take leave for a whole year, because I just got to, when I took leave, I just now had 22 days of leave, and that was in June. I graduated AIT around March. So all the way from a whole year in the military, like my 1.5 year mark, I just now took leave in June. So being in the hole is not fun, because everybody else taking leave, they got 60 days, blah blah, and you're not able to. Like, it was just so like, bro. So I finally took leave, but I didn't want to like waste all my leave, so I only took 2 weeks off. So yeah, so it's not an easy task, so it's not easy. Especially if you the type of person that, I want to take a vacation, I want to do this, I want to do that. They also have something called passes. I never took a pass before, so a pass is kind of like if it's on a 4-day or something like that, and you want to take a pass, so over here, since me being in Japan, like, I can go to Korea, Guam, stuff like that, and take a pass there. But it's only going to be like probably like a 4-day, 3-day pass, whatever. But so pretty much, like, passes is kind of like, free leave. Like, they don't come out of your leave, and it's more so like you gotta, like, I would say earn it. Like, you gotta earn that. So if you're good with PT or stuff like that, or I guess, like, don't have no flags on your thing or anything like that, like, you'll be able to take pass. So yeah, but yeah, that closes that one. Another thing is, you don't really pick your first duty station, like, but you'll pretty much be able to pick your second one. So another video that I'm going to talk about is like the MEPS and basic training experience. But one thing that I will say about you can't pick your first duty station is, like, so when I first came into MEPS, like, they're going to give you like a dream sheet or whatever, and it's pretty much like you pick 3 where you would like to go stateside and 3 where you like to go, like, overseas. So 3 I picked, I didn't, like I said, I was a military brat, so I haven't really traveled stateside like that, so I didn't really know any, like, stateside places of where I want to go. Like, the only places that I mostly been was like Fayetteville and Fayetteville, Georgia, and that's pretty much it. Like, Fayetteville and Georgia, and maybe a little bit of Atlanta or whatever. But I haven't really like been, if that makes sense. I've mostly been like overseas. So I've been here already to Japan and been to Amsterdam and been, Puerto Rico and stuff like that. But yeah, so I didn't know like, oh, what state do I want to go into, So for my 3, I picked Maryland. I pretty much was copying off of another female's, because she was, and I'm like, oh, why did you pick Maryland? Oh, because when I went there it was fun. I lived there for this amount of thing. You can do this, you can do that. So I said, okay, it sounded pretty much fun because of what her experience was. So I put that down. Oklahoma, she's had down. I said Oklahoma. She was like, yeah, me and my husband do this and do that and blah blah blah. It's a lot for you to do. And so I put that down. I also put Texas down because, like, I don't know, I just felt Texas seemed pretty cool. They have a whole big list of pretty much every state, pretty much, like every state. So after that, they say to pick 3 overseas. So what I did was I picked Italy, Hawaii, and Korea. They had Japan on there. They had Alaska. I was just like, nah. Like, I didn't pick Japan because, one, I already been here. So I kind of was like, no, I don't want to do that. But as you can see, I didn't put Japan nowhere on my list at all. And what do you know? I am here. Surprise. So I learned that you definitely not going to pick your first duty station, but you will be able to pick your second. Like, they're going to, which I got to call them next month, but they're going to pretty much let you like give you, like, if you say, hey, I want to go this place, whatever, they're going to look up the options of like a big list of, okay, well, this is available for you. This is like really annoying me, but I don't know how to like rip it off. Like, I think I made the whole thing. Shoot. But anyway, so yeah, they're gonna give you like a big list, and you just pretty much say, okay, well, and they're gonna tell you what is available for you to what will be available for you to play. I mean, what would be available for you to pick. I don't know what I'm talking about because I was reading something. Another thing that I want to talk about is bonuses. Look, bonuses. Okay, because I hear a lot. So I help, like, friends that are trying to come into the military. I pretty much give them this advice that I'm just telling the world it because a lot of people don't really tell you a lot of these things. But with bonuses, okay, when you first go in, most of the time the jobs that you want normally don't have bonuses, but the jobs that you don't really want have most of the highest bonuses ever. So my bonus was $5,000 to be a 25 Lima. Yes, this was a job that I picked, that I want this job. I kind of was like, well, as long as I'm in a signal field, fine, it's cool, whatever. But yeah, I didn't want to be a 25 Bravo, which is IT, with computers and stuff like that. But yeah, so 25 Lima, what it was for $5,000. Now, what people don't tell you is, if you decide to fail basic training, you're not going to get your bonus. Okay, you graduated basic training. Okay, cool, congratulations. Now AIT. If you fail AIT, you're not going to get your bonus. So I think, like, if you fail either one time or if you fail twice, you're definitely not going to get your MOS, and you're never not going to get your bonus, and you're going to reclass. So if you think, oh, well, I failed, blah, 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 like, I failed, so now I'm able to get my bonus when I get out. No, that bonus is pretty much wiped away. Like, you have to pass basic training and you have to pass AIT. If you don't, no bonus for you. A lot of people don't tell you that. A lot of people think like, oh, well, they said I have a $25,000 bonus, so I'm at my new duty station, so I need to get it. No, because they're pretty much going to look and say, oh, this person failed, and that person had to reclass, or whatever the case is. Like, That's not gonna happen if if you feel anything. But yeah, so that's how bonuses work. Another thing is, I feel like I'm missing something because I was gonna say a big one, but I forgot. Yeah, so all I have to say is make sure you don't fail. Like, make sure you don't fail. And how you get your bonus is when you go to your first duty station, when you are in processing, it's gonna be a place called finance. So when you go to finance, they're pretty much gonna ask you like, did you let me see your AIT, let me see, like when you first come in, it's gonna say, like when you go to MEPS and stuff like that, it's gonna say this person has this much amount of a bonus. So they're gonna want to see that paperwork that shows like, oh, this person has 10,000, and they're gonna want to see your AIT certificate showing that you graduated from AIT. So, and AIT basic, of course, it's gonna be basic, but make sure you passed AIT with the bonus that you said that you was going to get, like with the MOS that you said that bonus was gonna come for. So if you reclass, how pretty much AIT works is, it's pretty much like school. So AIT is like your advanced initial training. So basic training, that's you getting your uniform, getting all this, training really hard for 2 months. Now AIT is your job training. So now that you passed that, now it's time for you to go to school for the job that you want. So mine was 25 Lima cable systems installer. So I had to climb the pole, climb the tall poles, had to hook wires up, stuff like that. Kind of like my MOS is in the civilian world, it would be like Comcast or DirecTV or something like that. Y'all finished? Y'all done? Or y'all taking a break? Break? Okay. But yeah, so yeah, my bad. I'm just escorting right now. But yeah, so dang, what was I saying? I was saying something. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so my job is pretty much like DirecTV, Comcast, like people that work with the wires and making sure like internet and stuff like that. So that's pretty much like what my job is. Like, hold on, let's see again. Okay, I'll eat. So yeah, pretty much like yeah, so that's pretty much what my job is. It's pretty much like DirecTV, Comcast, stuff like that. So it all depends. So they're gonna tell you that basic training is like not 10 weeks long, but when you finally pick your job, it's gonna say, okay, well that job is 25 weeks. So I know at 25 Bravo, they're gonna be in class for 25 weeks. So that's pretty much like taking up most of their like their time in the military. Like you're not officially like a soldier, if that makes sense. Yeah, if that makes sense. So pretty much like you're not officially a soldier yet. You're still like in training. So when we was in AIT, we wasn't able to talk to people. Like, so let's just say like you're in the military, like you're in AIT, and me being already in the military, like me and you would not be able to talk. Like you was not allowed to talk to soldiers that's already in the military. Even though you wasn't able to talk to them. Like I would be on another side. Like you'll probably see me walking around, but you wasn't able to talk to me, and I wasn't able to talk to you. So that's kind of like how AIT was. Like you're still in like a basic training again. Like you were still in, but it was more lenient. Like in basic training, we had to like be tough men. Whenever we had to hold the cups, it had to be like this. We had to get 2 cups. We had to side step. Like when you're in AIT, it's more so lenient. Like now you can get whatever drink you want to get. You don't have to do this. You can sit down. Oh, you was missing something, you can go here. Like You can easily get up, do that. Like, it's not a whole bunch of drill sergeants hovering over you like, oh, well, you need to do this, or, oh, you want to talk, get out. It wasn't like that. AIT was more so like a little bit laid back. But if you did something, like, of course they're gonna be on you, like White on Rights, you know what I'm saying? But AIT was not like how basic training was, you know what I'm saying? You still had things to do, like, you know, we still had, like, in AIT with the job training, like, there was instructors there to kind of, like, make sure, you know, whenever you're talking to them, do the parade rest. I'm trying to figure out, was it a battle buddy thing? I don't think it was a battle buddy type thing when I was in AIT. I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't think we had to have a battle buddy in AIT. It was just like, if you had a question, go to the instructor, go on parade rest, talk. Like, it wasn't like basic training where you had to have somebody present with you, if that makes sense. So yeah, so when you first get your job, they're gonna let you know how many weeks of AIT, like how many weeks of school training that you're gonna need. So for 25 Bravos, it was 25 weeks. So add up the basic training, 2 months, and then 25 weeks. That's probably like 3-4 months, maybe longer, like of just training in school. So you still aren't gonna be official in the military. So my job was 9 weeks. So it was like a total of 4 months with me including, because basic training is 2, my job was 2 months. So because they boosted up to 10 weeks instead of 9 weeks. So yeah, that's how it was. Like, my basic training was my AIT was 10 weeks. So all in all the 25 Bravos, I'm just using it for example because I know, like, right off the top of my head how long their job training was. But for all them 25 Bravos, like, I was already at my new duty station before they even finished. So it was like, yo, like, I'm glad I kind of really didn't pick that. And it was 25 uniform. Either 25 uniform or 25 Bravo. I think they both have the same, like, 25 weeks. But it was just like, while they're still, like, they can be there longer than me. So they pretty much already graduated basic. So let's say, like, I just graduated basic training, right? And I just graduated basic training, and they already been in AIT. I'm already, like, just now coming in, and I'm already almost done, you know, like, with my job training, and they're still there. I'm already at my new duty station now. They're still there. So it kind of was like, dang, like, they was there the whole time. So while I'm getting already getting my foot in the door with my new duty station, they're still there being soldiers, you know what I'm saying? So it all depends. And I wanted something real quick. Like, I wanted something that, okay, I didn't have to be to school long, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to get in and get out, and that's pretty much what happened. Like, it was 10 weeks long, got a job training, that was it. Like, I didn't really have to do much. But the last and final thing that I do want to say is, well, I think it's 2 things. But I'm gonna say this, and then in another video I'm gonna talk about, because I feel like this video is long as heck. I didn't know I was gonna be talking this dang long. But basic training quitters. Look, a lot of people in basic, so we started off with 65 females. By the time we graduated, it was about 40 of us. No, I ain't even gonna lie. It was probably like 50 of us, and we all started with 65 females. Look, if you gonna go to basic training to quit, or you think it's as hard for you, don't join the military. I'm about to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like those basic training quitters, like, really shot themselves in the foot. Like, because they wanted to quit, right? And they thought it was going to be a quick and easy out to leave basic training. In actuality, like, you're pretty much in basic training when we're in basic training. Like, when we graduate, then you finally go home. But you're there for the whole entire process. Like, they're not easily going to be like, oh, you're hurt. Oh, you're this. All right, let's hurry up and get you done. No. They is definitely not about to do that. You is just gonna sit on the sidelines while we're throwing grenades, while we're shooting, while we're this, and you being a hurt one, you're pretty much behind us. Like, once we leave and we go to another thing, yeah, you're gonna be in the van and you don't have to ruck march and stuff, but they're not leaving. Like, when we had to ruck 12 miles, and we had to ruck 12 miles, and we had to freaking do this and do that. Yeah, you're in a van while we're ruck marching, but in actuality, like, you're still gonna be building your tent, you're still gonna be doing your stuff, but you're just not doing like the hard labor. Like, you're not having to ruck march 12 miles or put them things on your back. Like, you just gonna be in a van, and whenever we're done with shooting or throwing up grenades, y'all are gonna be the ones picking that stuff up. So picking up all the ammo that we left behind, or picking up this or picking up that, like, that's what y'all gonna be doing. So you might as well not quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might as well not. You might as well continue pushing through. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't. So yeah.
Anyway, for a few minutes.
Yep. But yeah. But yeah, so all I gotta say is, when you go to basic training, don't give up. You feel me? Like, push as hard as you can. Like, I developed shin splints when I did basic training, and I still have it to this day. Like, I graduated basic training in 2017 of December. Like, December 14th, 2017. Like, and I lost a lot of weight. Like, a lot of weight. So I developed shin splints, stuff like that, and I never experienced a shin splint. Like, a shin splint is kind of like a shin splint, because some people don't know what that is. A shin splint is like when you get hit in the knee. Like, when somebody hits you right in your shin, like if you're playing soccer or something and somebody accidentally hit you, it's like that pain, like that aching pain. But this happens when you're running. Like, whenever you run and you feel it, like, that junk hurt. Like, oh my gosh. Like, but it's a continuation of it. Like, it's that throbbing feeling, like somebody like probably kept kicking you. So sometimes I would have to walk or whatever the case is, and you can get a profile for that. And I was on a mini profile for my shin splints, but like, it was just for like 2 weeks, and then bang, like, you're back doing the freaking, you're back doing what everybody else is doing. Like, they wasn't lenient really on shin splints. They would just say, oh, roll it out. How am I gonna roll it out? I barely have time to roll it out, because every day it was an event that we had to do, so there been times that I did want to quit, but at the end of the day, like, this is something that I chose to do in my life. I chose to join the military. I knew that basic training was not going to be easy whatsoever, so I had to, fight through it, and ta-da, voila, I'm in. You feel me? So yeah, I mean, don't be one of those quitters, because if you think that you about to easily get out because it's too hard, or they're yelling at you and you can't take it, and you pretty much like want to quit, you are going to be on the sidelines. Like, you're going to be looking at everybody else graduate. You're not going to get out that easily. So when if you probably, like, there have been people that probably get out the first 2 weeks, and they probably didn't leave until like a week before we graduated. So that whole time, and it was 2 months, that whole time that they decided to quit 2 weeks into basic training, they was there and probably till like the day before we graduated. So you're there the whole time, pretty much. Like, you're there the whole time. So if you think that you're about to get out real early and real quick, so you might as well just stick it out, because at the end of the day, like, the military, sometimes it can be hard, sometimes it's not. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on the person. So I'm gonna end the video here, and I'm gonna continue another video. I know I probably haven't been posting a lot, but this is a long video and I didn't want it to be dragged out. So yeah, the next video that I'm gonna be saying is like ASVAB scores, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna really give y'all some advice with the ASVAB scores, because this is something that they really don't tell you. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, it's your girl Mia. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Okay, you guys, peace out.